Parecida a Mambí, a un grupo que está financiado por Soros. Es un esfuerzo coordinado para utilizar la riqueza de la izquierda, el dinero de la izquierda, para limitar las voces conservadoras en la radio y la prensa hispana en Estados Unidos. Esto es una estrategia que hace tiempo están tratando de poner en vigor y creo que Miami ha sido el primer sitio donde hemos visto que ellos han actuado sobre esto. Esto no se debe permitir y esto es algo que debemos mirar muy acerca y asegurarnos que siempre hayan voces conservadoras que puedan expresarse en nuestras comunidades.
Esta noche, en Actualidad Noticiosa, la entrevista exclusiva con el ex asesor del presidente Donald Trump, Steve Bannon.
And I see every day inspirational stories of their warning to America that, hey, we came to America to leave the communism and the Marxism behind, and we've come to this country that we love. It's been a struggle for this, but now we see this country starting to revert back to the patterns that we left.
Esta noche a las 10 en exclusiva por Americano.
Buenas noches, bienvenidos a Actualidad Noticiosa. Les saluda Gaby Peroso en ausencia de Lucía Navarro. Hoy comenzaremos el programa en conjunto con Jesús Márquez. Él es analista y consultor político y también conductor del programa de aquí de Americano, Battleground Americano. Bienvenido, Jesús, un placer estar contigo. Quiero que nos cuentes de esta entrevista exclusiva que realizaste hoy con Steve Bannon, quien fue asesor del presidente Donald Trump y quien, por cierto, estuvo en las noticias recientemente por casos de presunta malversación de fondos. Bienvenidos.
Sí, no, Gaby, ¿cómo estás? Gracias por esa presentación. Steve Bannon, un gran señor, una persona que tiene mucha experiencia en lo que es estrategia política y ahora este movimiento conservador, populista que está arrasando en todos los estados y que está atrayendo a muchos hispanos a este nuevo movimiento que es liderado por el MAGA Movement, ¿no? Y de eso precisamente hablamos en este entrevista. Hablamos del voto latino, de los hispanos y cómo se están sumando a este movimiento. Es algo increíble, pero vamos a escuchar la primera parte de esta entrevista. ¿Y qué te parece, Gaby, si vamos directamente a ello?
Totalmente, no quiero perder un segundo más. Presenta así la entrevista.
All right, so muy buenas tardes, soy Jesús Márquez en Americano Media y esta es una gran entrevista, una premisa, una exclusiva con uno de los principales líderes del movimiento conservador del país. We have with us Steve Bannon, who is one of the main conservative leaders in the country. He's the American media executive, political strategist. He's former senior advisor to the President Donald Trump and also to his campaign. And now he's the presenter of War Room. Steve, thank you very much. It is an honor to have you here at Americano Media.
Well, by the way, it's an honor to see you again. I remember, I think the first week I took over the campaign in 2016, we had the Hispanic Outreach Council. And I remember it was the 25th floor at Trump Tower in that big conference room. You joined us. So good to see you again. And you're one of the guys that stuck with us through good times and bad times.
I was, and it's been an amazing ride. The change of America is upon us. Donald Trump and you are leading the way, and we are just right there, soldiers doing what's right.
Well, I want to say something. I think it's one of the things I would say is I think the Hispanic community and the Latino community is really one of the leading elements of this. I think they're leading the way, and one of the reasons I think is that so many members of the Hispanic community, if they're first generation, second or third, and the Latino, understand the situation and environments where they came from.
Yes.
And they are like the canary in the mine shaft. They have been a great warning to the American people, not just to MAGA and not just the Trump movement, to the American people saying, hey, we've seen this movie before. This is the whole cultural Marxist, this is what they do in economics. This is what they do in control. This is what they do in the culture. This is what they try to do to break the family. So I think the difference from 6 years ago, where we were just doing the outreach, as you remember, to the Hispanic and Latino community.
Yes.
Now the Latino community, the Hispanic community, I think is kind of the tip of the spear. They're taking the leadership. And I see every day inspirational stories of their warning to America that, hey, we came to America to leave the communism and the Marxism behind, and we've come to this country that we love. It's been a struggle for this, but now we see this country starting to revert back to the patterns that we left. So I got to tell you, that's why I think the Hispanic and Latino community is such a not just powerful political force, but a moral force in this country.
Absolutely, Steve. And that's why the flip is happening. I call it the great switch, not like the one we saw in the South years ago, decades ago. This is the real switch between Republicans are winning ground with Latinos because Latinos are fed up. And like you said, they come from other countries where they see exactly what's now replicated by Democrats across the board. In the economy, we have the worst inflation in 40 years. And I want to talk about that. The Latinos understand that there's a problem with the system. And now it's our job to go and explain to them what is exactly happening. And what's happening is with the people that is in power right now, they're overspending and causing all this inflation. And I know you talk extensively about this. Tell us about what's going on.
Well, I want to say, and this specifically to the Hispanic community and Latino community, is that if you look at Metro Phoenix and really South Florida, is that if you look at these inflation numbers, remember, we have two issues going on here by our elites. You have what is fiscal policy, or the spending, the continual overspending that we can't pay, our taxes can't pay for it. So you have these deficits. Then you have the Federal Reserve. Remember, our elites control the central bank, really, of the United States, the Federal Reserve, and they keep printing money.
Yes.
What this is doing, if you're a working class or middle class Hispanic, and particularly an entrepreneur, you have your income statement, which is your earnings, and then you have your balance sheet or your net worth.
Correct.
17 months in a row, we've had a drop in real wages. That means as harder that you work for 17 months, you're falling farther and farther behind. Your own personal efforts, as much as you're putting in, and you can't put in any more, you're falling behind because of the inflation caused by this massive spending. In addition, we just had last quarter a $6 trillion drop in the net worth of the entire country, biggest drop in the history of the nation. And the mainstream media doesn't want to talk about it. That is driven by the Federal Reserve's printing of money. Many people in a Hispanic and Latino community came from places that were fiscally irresponsible and had runaway inflation. That's what you're seeing now in two communities, particularly Metro Phoenix. The real inflation in the nation is about 8.5% roughly. In Metro Phoenix, it's listed as 13%. But when you fully load in the cost of rents, right, it's 18%. The same in South Florida. South Florida is exploding, and one of the reasons is high rents. This is the Hispanic community and Latino community will be at the tip of the spear of the carnage of these economic policies, and that's where they're demanding changes. Number one, they're very family oriented, right? So the whole family's working, and they're all pitching into the family to make sure the family can go forward. In addition, you have this tremendous entrepreneurial spirit. So many of the Hispanic Latinos are entrepreneurs. Those two units, the family and entrepreneurs, are really the ones being crushed the most. And I just want to leave one last thing. All this Biden stuff they passed, remember, there's a concept called carried interest. This is the way that the elites are taxed, the hedge funds, the investment banks. And instead of paying ordinary income tax, which you pay at a marginal rate, they pay capital gains taxes just because they wrote the rules that way. The Biden administration refuses to go after the elites to make them pay. But what they're doing to make it up, they're going to hire 87,000 IRS agents. And if you're Hispanic or Latino, understand that in the future, you're going to get a knock on the door, and it's going to be an audit. Particularly if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to get an audit by the Biden administration because they've got to squeeze all the blood out of that stone to try to pay for these out of control policies and programs they have.
Absolutely. And the 87,000 new agents are going to be like the Gestapo. They're going to be knocking on your door, and they're going to be, like you said, squeezing you out of the last penny that you have in your pocket. Now, they claim that this is only to do it on the rich. But they also claim that the rich are 1%. So 87,000 new agents for only 1% doesn't make any sense. Those 87,000 are going to be for the American people, correct?
Remember, also the wealthy. Let's have a partners discussion and talk to your audience like adults, not the spin they get from everybody else. When the Biden administration comes as for the, remember, all the wealthy have an army of accountants and tax lawyers.
Sure.
That go through all these tax perturbations to really make sure that they delay paying taxes or don't paying taxes at all. And quite frankly, that's the way the system's set up. The tax rules are very complicated. So the IRS agents aren't coming to that army of lawyers or tax accountants they already have or tax lawyers. They're coming to you because the reason is the cost of defending yourself or trying to make an explanation and all the opportunity costs. You just sit there and go, hey, I got to stop. I'll pay whatever extra I owe. That's the purpose. Of 87,000 is directly coming to you. It's not coming to the wealthy. So this is a scam. And this is the problem, is that people came to this country for opportunity. They're not asking for a handout. They came for opportunity. Hey, let me put my shoulder to the wheel. Let me work with my family. Let me work as an entrepreneur, even let me work as a laborer, but I will put enough away. We will look down the generations and do it. That's what's being destroyed right here. Generational wealth is being destroyed even as we speak by this radical Biden agenda. I just asked everybody, compare the fall and Christmas of 2019. We had, for the first time in American history, blue-collar wages rising at a greater level than white-collar wages, non-college graduates more than college graduates. Okay, now in the Biden administration, he's destroyed all that. They've had, I think, over $5 trillion of what I call side pocket spending on all these bizarre programs. And also for the Hispanic and Latino community, there's a $1 trillion bailout of these woke colleges of people that didn't get degrees, they couldn't really get jobs to pay it back. So he's going to have a $1 trillion, essentially not a write-off. It's really transferring to working class people for them to pay. The money's going to get paid. It's just going to get paid by you. This is the unfairness of the Biden administration. They support the elites, not the working people. The Hispanic community is plenty smart, got a lot of common sense. They understand something's deeply wrong. And that's why they're not coming for the country club Republicans. The old policies of let's just give Democratic light. That's not what the Hispanic and Latino community want. They want border security. They want safety at home. They don't want all this crazy radical things about their kids with all this gender ideology. And they want a level playing field. So through their own work and their own efforts, that they can then build wealth and build a better life for themselves.
La primera parte de la entrevista, Steve Bannon. Vamos a ir a un corte comercial y ojalá y esté disfrutando esta entrevista, pero regresamos para que escuche y vea la segunda parte.
Somos Americano.
Esta venta de Radio Mambí, las estaciones parecidas a Mambí, a un grupo que está financiado por Soros, es un esfuerzo coordinado para utilizar la riqueza de la izquierda, el dinero de la izquierda, para limitar las voces conservadoras en la radio y la prensa hispana en Estados Unidos. Esto es una estrategia que hace tiempo están tratando de poner en vigor y creo que Miami ha sido el primer sitio donde hemos visto que ellos han actuado sobre esto. Esto no se debe permitir y esto es algo que debemos mirar muy acerca y asegurarnos que siempre hayan voces conservadoras que puedan expresarse en nuestras comunidades.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and due to your incredible support, the original My Slippers are almost completely sold out. As a special thank you, I am launching my brand new all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98. This is a limited time offer, so go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get all my new footwear for as low as $29.98. My all-season slippers are made with my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slipper. They're finished with a breathable fabric so you can wear them all year round. And my new slides and sandals are made with patented impact gel, making them ultra comfortable and extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable footwear you'll ever own. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. This is an introductory offer and it won't last long, so order now.
Military experience has helped me in the practice of law in many ways. I mean, the discipline that you learn in the military at such a young age is something that you take on with you for the rest of your life. And the amount of responsibility, that you have a responsibility for others, that you work as a team, which is our culture here at Dream Team Law. I learned that from the Navy. There's no man left behind. We work the same way here at Dream Team Law. I fought for my country, and now I'll fight for you.
Bueno, ya estamos aquí de regreso una vez más en Americano Media. Esta entrevista continúa, así es de que vamos a ver la segunda parte de la entrevista exclusiva que le hicimos a Steve Bannon.
And you touched on another topic, CRT, the gender identity, all this political indoctrination that we are seeing in our schools. And one thing that the pandemic brought us was that parents were able to see what they were teaching our children through that screen. And now they're rebelling because we don't want what they are teaching.
Let me give you the best example. I think it was Florida-Dade County the other night had this about LGBT Pride Month, and they had this Pride Month. 8-1, the school board voted against it. Why?
Sure.
Principally Hispanic and Latino parents showed up at the school board and said, hang on for a second. We're not against gay people, but we're not doing this. We want those schools focused on reading, arithmetic, science,
Correct.
technology. We want our children educated so that they can compete in an advanced industrial world against India, against China, against Europe. We want our children we want this education to be the best. If we want to have discussions on topics like that, we want to do it as a family, and we will decide what our children are going to know. The Hispanic and Latino community throughout the nation is at the forefront of rejecting this. If you look at these parent-teacher situations or these parental rights situations, the Hispanic community is at the tip of the spear of this. Why? Because they come from a strong family nature where they say, look, there's certain things that the parents have to be able to discuss with the children, and we're going to make that decision. The state's not going to make that decision, and particularly these radical teachers unions and these school boards are not going to indoctrinate our children. And if you look at as bad as CRT and all this other stuff was with mask mandates, and vaccine mandates, CRT, everything has started. As bad as that is, it pales in comparison to this radical sexualization of children and this gender ideology. In the Latino Hispanic community, the polling's like 85-15, 90-10. It's not even close. They reject it out of hand. In this Miami-Dade school board situation from last week is a perfect example. And that's why the mainstream media doesn't want to cover it. Only the papers down in Florida covered it.
And it's happening all over the country. I'm here in Nevada, and as you know, right next door to you in Arizona, which are both battleground states. Latino population is huge here, and they're realizing what's going on, and they don't like it. They don't like what they're teaching in our schools, aside from what's going on with the economy and inflation. And that's why we're flipping. A lot of Latinos everywhere across the board are switching over. You see in the southern part of between the border of Mexico and Texas, that there you see a lot of the former blue districts now flipping to be red. Donald Trump did a great job in the last cycle, and now it's happening. Do you see that in this next cycle in November we'll see a red wave across the board?
Yeah, I'm in Arizona to go to the Charlie Kirk conference tomorrow, but I've been throughout the country, and we're going to be on the road from now until November 8th, seeing it. We just got in from Texas, the Texas Tribune today. And that's one of the most liberal papers in the country, and particularly the most liberal, I think, paper down in Texas. They had an amazing article, and this article was about how Democrats are flipping now to vote Republican and really vote MAGA, Make America Great Again. And the reason is two issues: border security and the immigration. They understand the border security, just for the cartels and the drugs, everything is destroying their communities in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. But then the immigration part I thought was very sophisticated. They said, hey, they're flooding the zone with people and destroying us economically because this is how they suppress wages. The Hispanic and Latino community have been the one that's been crushed by illegal alien labor. 4.9 million under Joe Biden. And this is why wages, it's so hard to get wages up, particularly at the lower rung where many of the Hispanics and Latinos start. And they say, hey, look, we'll take the job, we'll work. But the reason the job's paying $5, $6, $7, $8 with no benefits is that they flooded the zone with so much basically illegal alien labor. And this is unfair tax. The Hispanic and Latino community has been destroyed by this. And this is why it has to stop. And they're smart enough to understand and say, hey, we don't hear any more spin from the Democrats. We've heard it all before. We are going to vote, and we're going to vote for MAGA because we see this as a way out.
I see it all the time. I talked about this on my radio show, that with open borders, that is affecting directly the Latino community, especially the Latino community, in both with crime, because all this crime is coming to our communities, and they're not going to the rich and the richer neighborhoods. They're coming to our community, the Latino community neighborhoods, and also, like you mentioned, the cheap labor is affecting directly other Latinos who are now competing with this. The immigrants that are coming in across the border illegally.
Well, by the way, I think this is one thing. At first, I didn't really support it because I thought it was a gimmick. But today, Governor DeSantis, so everybody listening in Florida, he's sending illegal aliens to the Naval Observatory outside of Kamala Harris's house. And the DC mayor has already called an emergency. He sent 2 plane loads to Martha's Vineyard. I think he's going to send some to the Hamptons. The wealthy have drafted off the system because the wealthy like the flooding the zone of cheap illegal labor, because then they can hire people for less price. I mean, so I think it's important that these communities, just not in Nevada, just not in Arizona, just not in South Texas, the whole nation has now become every state a border state, and every state, every town a border town. But instead of setting just a Scranton and working class communities, which they've been doing, it's now time for the elites to get a taste of this, particularly the crime, the drugs. Remember, I'm not demonizing the people that come across. Okay. They're actually making a rational decision. If any of us are in that situation and they're saying, hey, get to the United States, you're going to get Social Security, you're going to get EBIT, you can get food stamps, you're going to get education. Of course, you're going to come out of those situations and try to do it. But they're being used as pawns. They're being used as pawns in a dangerous game by an insensitive regime called the Biden regime. They're just using these people in a very callous way.
You mentioned the elitists. They're the ones causing all this trouble. The control, the totalitarianism. They started with the shutdowns. They did forced vaccines, forced education their way, cancellation and censoring, and now FBI knocking on the doors of good patriots. What is happening with our country, with the corruption at the FBI, with the elitists just going out of control and trying to control us every day more and more?
Well, because it's the way that they in keeping control, they increase their wealth and their power. That's what you're seeing. They've totally taken an institution of the FBI that was revered in American history, and particularly people that came from Cuba and Venezuela, other countries that know the scourge of Marxism. They were at the forefront of the anti-communist for many, many years, but it's here recently has been a disaster. When you come to China, they're not doing anything on this. So it is, and they've done nothing on the cartels. So if you look at, they've taken a revered institution like the FBI and completely converted it to a modern Gestapo, which basically it's a politicized police force for the elites. Look, it's very simple. In the Hispanic and Latino community know this because of the societies they come from. When the wealthy get to the politicians and buy them, they set up this kind of administrative state where they control things. And that's where we've gotten into the United States. You have these oligarchs in combination with politicians they bought and paid for, many times in business with the Chinese Communist Party. And here you have a situation where you have authoritarianism, and they have control. They have control of the central bank. They have control of the political system where they can spend what they want, and they empower people. They look at you, they look at the Hispanic community as just cogs in the wheel. What you're supposed to do is keep your mouth shut, go to work, pay your taxes, send your sons and daughters, which the Hispanic community do overwhelmingly, to die on foreign battlefields, right? In defense of really the elites, not the American ideals anymore. And that's how the system rolls. That's why Make America Great and Put America First is a counter to that. It's not the old Republican Party. That's what's the old establishment country club Republican Party would not resonate with Hispanics in the Rio Grande Valley or in South Texas, or how you're seeing it resonate with the Hispanic Latino community in South Florida or in California and Arizona. There's a new day. There's a new set of policies. There's a new set of leaders, and people are sitting there going, hey, I hear the other side and I hear this. I like this. And you know what? I'm going to give this a chance. I've seen what the Democrats have done. Nevada is a perfect example. Look how the Democrats have run that state. It's time now. And I think the Hispanic community has tremendous common sense. And when they get access to information, they say, you know what? I'm going to give these guys a shot and see what they do.
They even want to change the name from Latino and Latinas to Latinx. It's ridiculous. What do you want to leave us with, Steve Bannon?
There is no substitute for victory. Now the Hispanic, look, I think we can get 50 or 60% of the vote with the Hispanic and Latino community. I believe that could be the absolute dividing line between massive victory and not. We need to take control of the House. You need to take control of the Senate. Nevada is a perfect example. You have a huge fight out there for governor and for the Senate seat. Most importantly, though, you need to take back local control of your school boards, the election boards, all of it. People need to know. You don't need to write a check. You don't need to be wealthy. Nobody's looking for your money. What they're looking for is you to volunteer and become part of the system. What you should do is go to like precinctstrategy.com or any of these other organizations out there that hear on your show in the War Room. Just go get involved. It's time now for you not to be passive. It's to be active and be part of this. The Hispanic community, their lived experience shows the lies of the left. Okay. And it's now time, and your great moral center and your understanding of the family is the core of the Judeo-Christian West, the nuclear family. Fight for that. And the way we fight for that is to win overwhelmingly on November 8th. You're going to look and you're going to say, hey, some of the candidates are not totally your cup of tea. They're not totally my cup of tea. Some of the ones that I love and support, the establishment, other people to say, hey, I don't think those guys are that great. We can have that debate and we can have that fight on the evening of November 8th after we've crushed these radical Democrats. If we don't take the House and the Senate back, this country is going to be in a very tough way. This is a all-in election. This is the most important midterm election since 1862, since the early years of our Civil War. So just everybody participate, take action. Use your agency. You're in the United States. You're free. It's all about your agency, your human agency. Just use it. Say a prayer. Ask divine providence for guidance, and then get engaged, get involved.
It's no longer just about going out and voting, but also getting involved and helping others on your side, on the conservative side, win. Steve Bannon, thank you very much. It's an honor, and thank you for this time.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. That was awesome. Thank you, and we'll see you around. My name is Jesus Marquez. It's Americano Media. God bless you.
Ahí está la entrevista exclusiva que tuvimos con Steve Bannon. Me recuerda mucho el movimiento que comenzó Donald Trump, y vamos a enfatizar en un par de cositas que dijo. Por ejemplo, él dijo que los hispanos, la comunidad hispana, es la que liderea el movimiento conservador MAGA. Eso es algo muy relevante, y yo también lo creo así. Los latinos, dijo, saben porque vienen de países donde han conocido la corrupción y el socialismo y todo lo demás, ¿no? También dijo que los más afectados con la inflación son los latinos, y por eso el movimiento es liderado por los hispanos. Él habla también de que los hispanos no quieren no mandan a sus hijos a la escuela para que les enseñen la identidad de género y todas estas indoctrinaciones, sino que los mandan a la escuela para que aprendan matemáticas, ciencias, a leer, etcétera. También habló de que los hispanos son los que van a manejar y que van a empujar esta ola roja en las próximas elecciones. Yo también lo creo así. Creo que va a haber una oleada, una ola, un tsunami rojo a lo largo y ancho del país, en el Senado, en el Congreso, legislaturas estatales, en las gobernaturas, y que sobre esa ola van a ir los hispanos. Así que vamos con Gaby Peroso para que ella continúe con esta presentación. Muchas gracias.
Sí, Jesús, muy brevemente quería tu apreciación personal sobre la manera y el manejo de esta entrevista. Él fue muy cercano y nosotros lo vimos allá en el CPAC en Texas, y él tiene una gran influencia dentro del movimiento conservador. ¿Cómo lo viste tú? Adicionalmente, un conocimiento profundo del mundo hispano, ¿no?
Sí. con un conocimiento, como tú lo dices, muy profundo de la hispanidad en este estado, en este país, y que está al tanto de los movimientos, porque los movimientos siempre son importantes de ir visualizando en qué dirección van, y en este momento él visualiza que los hispanos están uniéndose al movimiento conservador, a los republicanos, y que van a ser los líderes de ese movimiento. Eso me llamó mucho la atención.
Gracias, Jesús. Te felicito por esta extraordinaria entrevista para Americano.
Gracias a ti.
Al regreso, ¿cómo se ve desde fuera de Estados Unidos que gobernadores de estados fronterizos estén enviando a otros estados a migrantes provenientes de Latinoamérica y otras naciones? Más detalles al volver.
Americano es un jugador destacado en el movimiento conservador en Estados Unidos. Recientemente, con la cobertura de la Conferencia de Acción Política Conservadora CPAC en Dallas, recibió el apoyo de los hispanos, importantes personalidades que visitaron nuestro set y de...
And a very special thanks for the amazing support from so many conservative Hispanic Americans in the Americano media straw poll. I got 81%. Is that nice? 81.
Descarga nuestra aplicación móvil. Búscanos en los principales proveedores de streaming como Roku, Android TV, Amazon Fire o Apple TV. Suscríbete a nuestros podcasts o escúchanos en SiriusXM, canal 153. Y síguenos en las redes sociales más influyentes.
I'm Richard Burnell. Soy Americano.
I'm Steve Bannon. Yo soy Americano.
Soy Kevin Kiley y soy Americano.
Somos Americano.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and due to your incredible support, the original My Slippers are almost completely sold out. As a special thank you, I am launching my brand new all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98. This is a limited time offer, so go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get all my new footwear for as low as $29.98. My all-season slippers are made with my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slipper. They're finished with a breathable fabric so you can wear them all year round. And my new slides and sandals are made with patented impact gel, making them ultra comfortable and extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable footwear you'll ever own. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. This is an introductory offer and it won't last long, so order now.
Military experience has helped me in the practice of law in many ways. I mean, the discipline that you learn in the military at such a young age is something that you take on with you for the rest of your life. And the amount of responsibility, that you have a responsibility for others, that you work as a team, which is our culture here at Dream Team Law. I learned that from the Navy. There's no man left behind. We work the same way here at Dream Team Law. I fought for my country, and now I'll fight for you.
El gobernador de California, Gavin Newsom, ha pedido al Departamento de Seguridad Nacional que considere establecer cargos de secuestro después de que los gobernadores de Texas y Florida enviaron a migrantes fuera de sus estados. Newsom quiere que se investigue si enviar migrantes a otras partes del país constituye un secuestro u otro delito federal. Ron DeSantis y Greg Abbott han enviado a cientos de migrantes a Nueva York, Washington, D.C., Chicago y Martha's Vineyard. Por cierto, la policía de Martha's Vineyard, donde el gobernador DeSantis envió a varios migrantes, informó en un comunicado de prensa el 14 de septiembre que recibieron a unos 50 migrantes de nacionalidad venezolana. Aseguran que les han prohibido albergue y comida en algunos lugares habilitados para ello. Pero considere estos datos que son muy importantes. Entre enero de 2021 y junio de este año, las autoridades han detenido a cerca de 2.600.000 migrantes en la frontera sur. Entre octubre de 2020 y septiembre de 2021 llegaron a Estados Unidos cerca de 1.700.000 personas. Esto equivale a unas 4.000 personas por día en promedio. Ahora tome en cuenta que en el actual año fiscal, es decir, entre octubre de 2021 y septiembre de 2022, el Departamento de Seguridad Nacional ha reportado la muerte de unos 750 migrantes a lo largo de la frontera entre México y Estados Unidos. También usted debe saber que en este momento hay más de 1 millón de migrantes esperando una audiencia con un juez de inmigración. El tema es controversial y quienes estamos dentro de Estados Unidos tenemos una perspectiva quizá diferente a las personas que están fuera, en parte porque están lejos y quizás no ven todas las aristas de este asunto. Es por ello que hemos invitado a un periodista que vive en Venezuela, Pedro Luis Flores, con amplia trayectoria en medios de comunicación, y también está con nosotros Robert Arce. Él es agente de la policía y también de operaciones especiales del gobierno de Estados Unidos. Muchísimas gracias a ambos por estar aquí y voy a comenzar contigo, Pedro Luis. ¿Cómo se ve desde Venezuela este fenómeno migratorio y el hecho de que algunos gobernadores estén enviando a otros estados del país, incluso a Washington, D.C., a migrantes venezolanos y de otras nacionalidades? Buenas noches, Pedro Luis.
Buenas noches, Gabriela. Un placer saludarte y también saludar, por supuesto, a tu audiencia, a tus televidentes, ¿no? Mira, para contestar rápidamente a tu pregunta, ¿cómo se ve desde Venezuela lo que está ocurriendo hoy? Se ve con muchísimo dolor. Ha generado esta decisión de los gobernadores republicanos, del gobernador de Texas y la más polémica, la del gobernador de la Florida, de enviar en avión a los migrantes a una isla en Massachusetts. Ha sido recibido aquí con mucho dolor, con mucha polémica y con rechazo, porque la sensación que yo he recogido en círculos, sobre todo de comunidades vinculadas a la causa de los derechos humanos, es que es un manejo profundamente inadecuado del fenómeno de la migración, ¿no? Tú ves que de manera reiterada, en el último año, ACNUR ha venido más bien planteando que el estatus de los venezolanos ya no debería ser calificado de migrante, sino de refugiado por la situación que los obliga a irse de Venezuela. Y amanecimos esta mañana del jueves, al despertar y empezar a leer las noticias, empezamos a ver detalles de que fueron montados en un avión, empezamos a leer información de colegas de Estados Unidos, de que llegaron a una isla, no sabían dónde estaban, algunos pensaban que iban a Nueva York, los montaron en ese avión, les dieron... Es decir, lo que se ve desde aquí, repito, Gabriela, con mucho dolor, es que los migrantes venezolanos están siendo usados como un arma política para dirimir diferencias entre republicanos y demócratas. O sea, te podrás imaginar lo que yo he recogido el día de hoy sobre esta situación.
Ahora, Pedro Luis, tú hablas de los gobernadores republicanos. También hay una realidad del gobierno federal en todo este asunto, que justamente tiene una frontera prácticamente abierta, donde muchos migrantes están viniendo. Por ejemplo, hay un número interesante. En el caso que tú mencionas de Florida, se habla de aproximadamente unos 50 migrantes que fueron enviados a esta isla, y obviamente como venezolanos nos da dolor que ellos estén en esa situación. Pero las cifras que se han venido reportando es de la entrada de más de 4,000 diariamente a Texas. Texas ha venido haciendo esta advertencia una y otra vez y no ha recibido apoyo del gobierno federal. ¿Qué te parece a ti que estén entrando diariamente unos 4,000 personas por esa frontera hacia Texas o también a Arizona? Y las declaraciones que daba, por ejemplo, el gobernador Greg Abbott, que asegura que él está haciendo esto para llamar la atención de las autoridades. ¿Qué crees tú al respecto?
Mira, no, por supuesto. Nadie puede pretender, ¿verdad?, que ningún país, ninguno, tenga que asumir la carga de la migración de una nación, en este caso Venezuela, que está pasando por esta enorme emergencia humanitaria compleja. Es decir, no puedes pretender que ninguna nación tenga que hacerse cargo de esa crisis. Cierto, yo creo efectivamente que los gobernadores, independientemente del partido que sean, en este caso son republicanos, de los estados fronterizos, tienen todo el derecho a estar alarmados, tienen todo el derecho a estar preocupados, y a plantear su situación al gobierno federal por tener la frontera abierta. Eso es una realidad, es así. El gobernador legítimamente del estado fronterizo se preocupa, se manifiesta lo que está ocurriendo, le crea un problema, porque nadie lo niega, pero la respuesta, Gabriela, no está a la altura de un estado. La respuesta que están dando republicanos y demócratas, yo me refiero en general a la clase política norteamericana que está en el poder, bien sea republicana en el caso de los gobernadores o demócrata en el caso del poder central, en este caso la presidencia la ocupa el Partido Demócrata. Lo que están dando es un espectáculo muy triste porque Estados Unidos tiene muy bien ganada su reputación de primera potencia del mundo. Entonces, y además, Gabriela, la cultura de derechos humanos que tiene Estados Unidos como sociedad es indiscutible, es ejemplar en el mundo entero. Entonces, cuando uno ve que por desacuerdos políticos, que porque el gobierno federal no atiende las alarmas que le mandan los gobernadores, la respuesta de los gobernadores es montar a inmigrantes que muchos ni siquiera hablan el idioma en un avión y mandarlos a un sitio sin decirle a dónde los mandan. Oye, mira, yo te digo, como periodista, desde afuera además, mi llamado de atención es a los dos, tanto al gobierno federal como a los gobernadores. Hay un tratamiento, hay un protocolo para refugiados. Y no se está cumpliendo. Y deja mucho que desear y decepciona mucho que la primera potencia del mundo no tenga cultura de trato hacia los refugiados y que los use para dirimir diferencias políticas. O sea, realmente es decepcionante lo que está pasando.
Me gustaría
Un país
también...
como Estados Unidos... Ajá, sí.
Sí, que me gustaría también escuchar la opinión de Robert Arce. Adelante, Robert.
Pues gracias por la invitación, Gaby. Saludos, Pedro Luis y a la audiencia. Es que yo vivo en un estado fronterizo. Yo estoy en Arizona y también trabajé como investigador. Yo era policía. Yo trabajé en las investigaciones del tráfico del humano, también, no solamente en los Estados Unidos, pero también en México por unos años. Y es que esto lo que estamos viendo, estamos hablando ya meses de lo que está ocurriendo por todas partes de Centroamérica, por México, obviamente es una tragedia. Es una tragedia. Yo entiendo, yo entiendo el problema con el migrante. Yo soy hijo de inmigrante también. Pero también yo pienso que esto es una respuesta a nuestro gobierno federal por la inacción que nosotros estamos tratando de ver aquí, y también una oportunidad para los estados azules para ofrecer un respaldo para también ayudar con la responsabilidad de los migrantes. Y ojalá que el gobierno federal puede ver que esto solamente no es un problema para los estados fronterizos, pero si nuestro gobierno federal ya ha decidido que vamos a tener una frontera totalmente abierta, pues debe ser la responsabilidad de todo nuestro país, incluyendo los estados fronterizos o los estados azules, para que nos puedan dar respaldo para ayudar con el problema con inmigrantes. Hasta el gobierno federal puede hallar una solución a esta crisis que tenemos por tantos meses ya.
Roberto, también quería que nos explicaras un poco el tema de no solamente los migrantes como tal, sino todas esas personas que se dedican al tráfico de personas, porque muchos de esos venezolanos y de otras nacionalidades son víctimas de una cantidad de delitos. Si nos los puedes explicar brevemente en un minuto.
Sí, yo cuando trabajé en investigaciones de tráfico de humanos, es que me abrió los ojos del problema y los criminales que están involucrados en ese tipo de crimen, que en ese trabajo. Las muchachas, cuando yo estaba haciendo entrevistas de las víctimas que yo encontraba en una casa, estaban tomando píldoras de anticonceptivas porque sabían que la probabilidad de ser violadas durante su viaje por toda parte de Centroamérica y también por México, y también al llegar en una casa con estos coyotes que son salvajes, que son personas conectados con los carteles. Y para mí, yo digo, la gente debe comenzar a preocuparse por los inmigrantes, no solamente cuando llegan a los Estados Unidos, por el viaje que están tomando por todas partes de Centroamérica y México. México es un lugar muy peligroso con los carteles. Yo trabajé en México por 3 años y yo lo vi con mis propios ojos, el problema y estos criminales, no solamente en México, pero también aquí en los Estados Unidos.
Pedro Luis, Robert, tengo que marcar un corte, pero les pido que se queden conmigo para seguir con esta interesante conversación. Vamos a una pausa y ya regresamos.
Americano es un jugador destacado en el movimiento conservador en Estados Unidos. Recientemente, con la cobertura de la Conferencia de Acción Política Conservadora CPAC en Dallas, recibió el apoyo de los hispanos, importantes personalidades que visitaron nuestro set y de...
And a very special thanks for the amazing support from so many conservative Hispanic Americans in the Americano media straw poll. I got 81%. Is that nice? 81.
Descarga nuestra aplicación móvil. Búscanos en los principales proveedores de streaming como Roku, Android TV, Amazon Fire o Apple TV. Suscríbete a nuestros podcasts o escúchanos en SiriusXM, canal 153. Y síguenos en las redes sociales más influyentes.
I'm Richard Burnell. Soy Americano.
I'm Steve Bannon. Yo soy Americano.
Soy Kevin Kiley y soy Americano.
Somos Americano.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and due to your incredible support, the original My Slippers are almost completely sold out. As a special thank you, I am launching my brand new all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98. This is a limited time offer, so go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get all my new footwear for as low as $29.98. My all-season slippers are made with my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slipper. They're finished with a breathable fabric so you can wear them all year round. And my new slides and sandals are made with patented impact gel, making them ultra comfortable and extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable footwear you'll ever own. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. This is an introductory offer and it won't last long, so order now.
Military experience has helped me in the practice of law in many ways. I mean, the discipline that you learn in the military at such a young age is something that you take on with you for the rest of your life. And the amount of responsibility, that you have a responsibility for others, that you work as a team, which is our culture here at Dream Team Law. I learned that from the Navy. There's no man left behind. We work the same way here at Dream Team Law. I fought for my country, and now I'll fight for you.
Gracias por seguir conectados con Americano. Estamos conversando sobre migración y nos acompaña el exagente de la policía y agente estadounidense Robert Arce y también el periodista venezolano Pedro Luis Flores. Yo quiero que ambos aprovechen esta oportunidad porque justamente Pedro Luis está en Venezuela, Robert está en la frontera y quizás nunca tienen la posibilidad de intercambiar datos, información e incluso inquietudes entre ustedes. Pedro Luis, no sé si tienes alguna pregunta a Robert, algún comentario que le quieras hacer de lo que viven esos venezolanos y de tu apreciación sobre esta problemática.
Sí, bueno, a mí me encantaría aprovechar el perfil, la carrera policial que tiene Robert para preguntarle si es muy difícil poner presos a los coyotes, por ejemplo. O sea que, digamos, porque nada va a evitar que un pueblo se movilice en busca de una mejor vida. Pero el comercio que se hace de eso, bajo esas condiciones terribles que el mismo Robert acaba de describir, yo pienso que sí debería ser castigado. Yo me pregunto siempre por qué los coyotes no caen presos. Me encantaría ver qué me dice Robert sobre eso.
Lo que pasó antes del 9/11, los grupos coyotes, eran grupos pequeños, que un grupo de familia, eran familias que vivían cerca de la frontera y eran personas que hacían un trabajo, yo te voy a cruzar y no era mucho dinero en ese tiempo. Después de 9/11, la frontera, entonces comenzamos a tratar de cerrar la frontera por el peligro del terrorismo. Pues entonces lo que hicieron los carteles, el crimen organizado de México, vieron, dijo, mira, es más difícil a cruzar la frontera. Vamos a meternos a este trabajo, ya tenemos las rutas que utilizamos para cruzar drogas, ya podemos comenzar a cruzar gente. Y entonces el precio comenzó a subir. Una diferencia de entre un coyote que son unos hermanos y la tía y unas hermanas, que ya es un grupo conectado con el cartel de Sinaloa, con los Zetas, con el Golfo, de todos esos grupos, o esos grupos que están cruzando gente, tienen que pagar un dinero para los carteles, porque un cartel no va a permitir una persona utilizar su ruta y ganar dinero sin pagar. Y entonces lo que pasó, se metieron criminales, que en un tiempo ellos no cruzaban gente, ellos eran secuestradores, eran rateros, eran de todo, y ellos se metieron en ese trabajo. El problema en los Estados Unidos, el crimen de ser coyote es un crimen federal. Nosotros, como la policía de la ciudad, de policía estatal, no podíamos investigar esos crímenes. Entonces formaron grupos federales donde agarraron personas de yo era policía de Phoenix, y me metieron en un grupo federal, y en 3 meses me hice experto de tantas casas que yo estaba llegando y haciendo las investigaciones. Yo era experto de narcóticos. Yo era policía antinarcótico. Mis últimos 2, 3 años trabajé en grupos de los polleros, que son los coyotes, pero también los coyotes, estos grupos tienen personas y los cruzan y venden migrantes a otro grupo criminal, y ese grupo criminal, para ganar dinero, entonces comienzan a telefonear a los familiares en New Jersey, en Virginia, diciendo, oye, te vamos a mandar tu hermano o tu primo, pero te vamos a subir el precio $1,000 más. Tú sabes que un migrante son personas humildes, no tienen ese dinero.
O sea, Robert, que en este caso quien tendría que dirigir una actuación de Estado para meter preso a los coyotes sería México.
Sí, todos están cruzando por México. En un tiempo todos los coyotes eran mexicanos, pero ya criminales de Centroamérica, también coyotes de Venezuela, que son criminales en Venezuela, se están acercando a la frontera, y entonces se encuentran personas de Venezuela, y un venezolano que llega le va a tener confianza a un paisano, y piensan que van a poder cruzar sin problemas, y entonces ya cuando llegan a una casa en los Estados Unidos, ese criminal, que aunque es venezolano o es guatemalteco o nicaragüense, y entonces le telefonea a la familia en New Jersey o lo que sea, y le dicen a los familiares, aquí tenemos tu primo, te vamos a subir el dinero $1,000 porque tuvimos problema, y entonces comienzan con extorsión. Y yo he trabajado en investigaciones donde golpeaban a un familiar y dejaban los familiares en otro estado escuchar que estaban golpeando a un familiar. Entonces decían, mira, está bien ahorita, pero si no me mandan dinero por Western Union o lo que sea para mañana, pobre de tu hermano. Y es algo horrible. Yo lo vi y yo no sabía que ese mundo existía, porque yo era experto en narcóticos. Es algo, y por eso yo digo que tenemos que controlar la frontera para que la gente, cuando se llegan a la frontera, tiene que ser controlado para que podamos saber quiénes están llegando, porque a veces pues hay gente que cruza los Estados Unidos que ya son criminales, porque cada país tiene su criminal. Y entonces los criminales de todo el mundo están viendo de tanto dinero que hay para ganar en la frontera y se están acercando a la frontera para ganar dinero por extorsión o obligar a una mujer a la prostitución y todo eso. Esto es lo que está ocurriendo. Es un crisis humanitaria lo que estamos viendo, y no es algo tan fácil.
Bueno,
que
justamente.
Sí, dígame.
Quedan
Robert,
30 segundos. Pedro Luis, para que cierres en 30 segunditos, porque yo creo que tú tienes conocimiento de esas personas venezolanas que están participando de este crimen.
No, brevemente, rápidamente. Fíjate lo que Robert describe. Esto es una emergencia humanitaria. Esto es una catástrofe humanitaria. Venezuela, desde hace ya 3 años, dicho por Naciones Unidas, está en emergencia humanitaria compleja. Yo creo que hay fallas, tanto del gobierno federal como de los gobernadores. Y la respuesta de Estados Unidos tiene que estar a la altura de una catástrofe humanitaria y no está siendo así y la verdad es que es doloroso. Yo recuerdo las imágenes hace muy poco cuando Rusia invadió Ucrania de Polonia de manera organizada recibiendo a los ucranianos. Yo esperaba ver eso de Estados Unidos, que es una potencia mundial, y no lo estoy viendo, y me parece que la causa es diferencias políticas. Eso es vergonzoso.
Muchísimas gracias a ambos por tan importante información.
Gracias.
Era
Buenas
el
noches.
periodista venezolano Pedro Luis Flores y Robert Arce, quien fue agente de la policía y también de operaciones especiales del gobierno de Estados Unidos. Vamos a hacer una pausa. Recuerde que puede descargar nuestro app americano sin costo. Estamos en Apple TV, en Android TV, en Fire. Vamos a hacer una pausa y enseguida mucho más.
Americano es un jugador destacado en el movimiento conservador en Estados Unidos. Recientemente, con la cobertura de la Conferencia de Acción Política Conservadora HISPAC en Dallas, recibió el apoyo de los hispanos, importantes personalidades que visitaron nuestro set y de...
And a very special thanks for the amazing support from so many conservative Hispanic Americans in the Americano media straw poll. I got 81%. Is that nice? 81.
Descarga nuestra aplicación móvil. Búscanos en los principales proveedores de streaming como Roku, Android TV, Amazon Fire o Apple TV. Suscríbete a nuestros podcasts o escúchanos en SiriusXM, canal 153. Y síguenos en las redes sociales más influyentes.
I'm Richard Burnell. Soy Americano.
I'm Steve Bannon. Yo soy Americano.
Soy Kevin Kiley y soy Americano.
Somos Americano.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and due to your incredible support, the original My Slippers are almost completely sold out. As a special thank you, I am launching my brand new all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98. This is a limited time offer, so go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get all my new footwear for as low as $29.98. My all-season slippers are made with my exclusive 4-layer design that you won't find in any other slipper. They're finished with a breathable fabric so you can wear them all year round. And my new slides and sandals are made with patented impact gel, making them ultra comfortable and extremely durable. I guarantee they'll be the most comfortable footwear you'll ever own. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen now to get your very own all-season slippers, slides, and sandals for as low as $29.98 with your promo code. This is an introductory offer and it won't last long, so order now.
Military experience has helped me in the practice of law in many ways. I mean, the discipline that you learn in the military at such a young age is something that you take on with you for the rest of your life. And the amount of responsibility, that you have a responsibility for others, that you work as a team, which is our culture here at Dream Team Law. I learned that from the Navy. There's no man left behind. We work the same way here at Dream Team Law. I fought for my country, and now I'll fight for you.
En Así está el mundo, mi colega Yoli Cuello conversó con el abogado y analista político Robert Macaulay sobre las elecciones presidenciales en Brasil y sobre las probabilidades que tiene el candidato de derecha Jair Bolsonaro.
El problema con Bolsonaro es el problema de su estilo, su personalidad. Es una persona muy pesada. Se habla de muchos paralelos con Donald Trump, pero yo digo que Bolsonaro es Donald Trump sin carisma, sin la inteligencia, o sea, es Donald Trump de tercera división, pero todavía está avanzando políticas buenas para el país.
Así está el mundo de lunes a viernes a las 11 de la mañana, hora del este, no se lo puede perder. Así está su actualidad, que tenga un buen descanso. Les acompañó Gaby Peroso, hasta mañana.